like buggy choke. Please, I'm 58. Please don't try to tell me what a buggy choke is right now.
You can't do a buggy choke?
I might someday, but right now I just want to fucking get the triangles right.
Buggy choke's a good thing to learn, though.
Yeah, man. I want to learn it, but like let me learn it when I'm going to spend 3 weeks on it and focused on it with somebody who understands the details, somebody who also understands the counters. Because the counters end up being as important as understanding the actual thing.
Yeah, somebody caught a buggy choke recently in MMA. I think it was in Bellator, and the dude picked him up and slammed him.
And he's out.
Yeah, he got fucked up, and then he beat the shit out of him. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Because it's like you really are committed to that.
You've attached yourself to the person, and if they're big and strong and can drop you on a surface.
You just don't have options like you do with a triangle. You know, like if someone picks you up with a triangle, you drop down to the leg, you let go. Like when you're in a buggy choke, you're kind of committed, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should talk to like the Rotolo brother. Yeah, this is it right here. This is not it. This is a different one. But people are getting these left and right now. You know, someone pulled one off in the UFC the other day, and people didn't even know what the fuck it was. I had to kind of explain it. I'm like, this is so fascinating that this is a technique that is, for jiu-jitsu, it's been around for like a year or so. He's out cold. For jiu-jitsu, it's been around for years, rather. But for MMA, it's just starting to be applied.
Right. But the beautiful thing about, especially that high level of MMA, is that somebody's going to figure out how to counter it or prevent it, and then it's gone. Like, so, I mean, for a while, like all of a sudden, people were catching the Von Flue, and then all of a sudden, people are like, no, we're gonna counter that now. But then every now and then, somebody catches one.
OSP's the master. He's the best at it. He's caught more of them than Von Flue. Von Flue, I think, invented it, but OSP, I think, has more than anybody. He gets it all the time. It's like it's a natural instinct when someone takes you down to hang on to that guillotine. You just want to have some sort of control over them. And then all of a sudden that person shifts weight and they're on top of you sideways. You're like, oh, shit. And then your arm is trapped.
Good night.
Yeah, it's a nasty choke. There's this jiu-jitsu is so beautiful. It's so cool watching you guys today, like watching Danaher. Like I learned something, that position of the knee to the ear. Like I didn't know that. And I kind of did it anyway. But like watching he's so good at pointing out the finer details.
Yeah.
You know, he's just such a master. What a fucking interesting person he is. There's no John Danahers out there.
No.
Like if you said, I want a guy who was a professor of philosophy at Columbia University, who's a genius, who fell in love with jiu-jitsu and is dedicated to it so much so that he walks around with a rash guard every day.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have regular clothes.
I was like, I was just kidding myself. Like, so John, are we gonna do gi or no gi?
Yeah. I think he abandoned the gi a long time ago, right?
Yeah. He's like, no gi.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing about doing the gi is you must be defensively responsible because you can't get out of stuff. You can't just power out of things. You know, like there's certain techniques that you just, when you get trapped in them, you really have to mind your P's and Q's when you get out if you have a gi.
Yeah. And I like training both because I like kind of training my mind to not rely on the gi. Mm-hmm. But then when there's something like a lapel or a jacket or a gi available, then I've trained how to deal with that piece of fabric. That's your now tool for you.
Well, I got very fortunate that I learned gi from Jean-Jacques Machado, and Jean-Jacques Machado only has one hand. His left hand, he only has a thumb. So Jean-Jacques' game was always overhooks and underhooks and clinch. And, that's why he was so successful in Abu Dhabi in the early days, because all of his strategy completely applied to no gi. And so I sort of, when I was training with gi with Jean-Jacques and no gi with Eddie Bravo, I would do the same things. I would just have to be more responsible defensively when I trained with the gi. You just can't explode.
Right.